Hello and welcome to this Affinity Photo iPad tutorial, which is a beginner's guide part 11. Now in this tutorial I want to sort of recommend that you use the help files that come with Affinity Photo, whether it's on the PC or in this case the iPad. Now I will freely admit that in some cases the help files can be a bit vague and not helpful, but for most of the time they are very helpful. Now I personally prefer to have the help file on my PC, and there is a website or web page I should say where you can see the iPad's help file and read it on your PC, partly because it's bigger, I find it helpful, but also I can have it on my PC while I'm working on my iPad, so I can keep looking at the instructions, whereas if you're doing this on your iPad only, you'd have to sort of keep going back to the help homepage and then the help file to reread something and then go back to your document and try it out. At least if I have it on my PC, I can just look up, read the instructions, and then work on my document. I personally find that easier. So I will add a link to the web page in the description for this video. Now when you're on the home page, in the top right corner there are 4 icons, and it is the second one from the right, the question mark, that you need to click on to get to the Affinity Photo help pages. Now I'm going to have a look at a few of these, and if we start on the sort of the menu coming down the left, one of the options, third one down, is get started. So if I click on that, you then get all these sub menus, and the first one here is the app registration and content syncing, and this looks at how you can register with Serif your account, and it is very helpful and to a certain extent necessary to register your account so you can sort of download some things from the store from Serif and access your contents that way. So the instructions for that are in the help file, and a bit further down on this get started, down the bottom we have touch gestures. If I click on that, now you get these little videos here that will tell you what the touch gestures are and what they do, and then underneath it lists, because at the moment it's on navigation, so it lists all the things that you can do in navigation, and then if you click on basic operations you get a slightly different video, and again a different list of things that can be done with different touch gestures. And then you have transforming, layer controls, color control, and still with the different options underneath listed for color control. And then you've got the pen drawing tool, and lastly is one about painting. So in this, watching these little mini videos can be very helpful, and there may be others in the help file which I haven't come across yet, but these ones for the touch gestures are very good. So let me shut down this get started, and next one I want to go to is user interface, which is the one above it. But now we go to visual reference. Now here it gives you sort of the image that you will see of the iPad. And if you click on the little question mark down here, it will tell you that this is the helper and displays the tooltips. And if you click and hold on the sidebar, it tells you that these are the studios. And if I click and hold on the left one, it tells you it should change. It hasn't done so yet. Maybe I should undo that first, and then there we go. Then it comes over and tells you about the toolbars. And then if you click on the different sections, it will change the different tools and studios that are available in the different personas. So it just gives you a representation of what the different personas will look like. Let me just close that down. A bit further down we have sizing and transforming. I open that menu. I'm going to have a look at, let's say, canvas size. Now you quite often get these images where it says it will have like after tap and then before tap. So basically all you got to do is just tap on the image and it will transfer between the before and after using the whatever the instruction is about. So this was the before image and that is the after image, and there's a lot of these that are similar in this section. So if we come to cropping and straightening, let me just move this up. So this is talking about the crop tool, and at the moment it's on original, and then you can sort of click on the different options. So you've got portrait, straighten, 16:9, absolute, and 6:4. I mean, obviously you do need to sort of help if you do read the instructions to explain a bit more about what those different options are, but it does give you a visual representation of what they are talking about, which is helpful. And the option underneath that is transforming. Again, it's a before and after, and the same will be said with the mesh warping. You had the before and after images, and then with perspective, again you have the before and after images. Now the last one I want to have a look at in this video is in macros. If you click on macros and then the sub menu macros, now this tells you about sort of using macros and what have you, but in the description at the top here it's got a bit in the second paragraph. It's like you can download and import, and then in the second line it's got from, and then it's got a web address or a link anyway. It's in a slightly blue color, and if you click on that it will take you to this page where you can download some free macros. Now if you haven't already registered your account or your iPad Affinity Photo with Serif and got an account, you can do it from here. But if, like me, you already have an account, you can come back to the home page. So let me shut this down, and then in the top right you've got those 4 icons again, and it's the last one you want to click on, and that will take you to your account. Now I have quite a few things here, but if I come further down here, somewhere here, there we go, free macro pack. So once you're there, and then it's just wait a little while for that to download, and then if I open up an image, let's try that one, and then we just need to come to the macros, which is, I always forget which one. Oh, it's that one there. Now for some reason the download didn't quite work, so I've gone back and I'm going to have a check and see why it didn't download. Just got to find this again, and I'm going to click on this little arrow to the left of the icon, and we now have the individual sections. So I'm going to just click on each one of those to download, and hopefully these will now be installed correctly. So I can just go back to the document I was on, go back to the macro menu, and then I can check the list of available macros. Right, so then we have these different sub menus for macros. So let's try light leaks, and we'll go for flash. Just need to wait. Can't quite see what that has done. So there you can see the different macros that I've just downloaded for free in action, just by clicking on the various options. So that's basically it, really, having a look at the help files and how you can use them to help you learn more about the iPad version of Affinity Photo, plus the access to these free macros. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.